Hello, everybody, and welcome to this broadcast of the Down Under Series, www.downunder-series.com to be precise, RF2 V8 series. We've got a very interesting race ahead of us here tonight. 50 laps of the mountain, of the big old Mount Panorama. We've got 7 cars here tonight, so just a bit of a smaller field, but of course, just because it's a smaller field doesn't mean the racing won't be fast and frenetic. As there goes R Factor Man. So we've joined in right up the start. We don't have a standing start, so I'm going to have to really pedal to the metal this grid. So unfortunately, we've got nicknames as well for the grid, so apologies in advance on that. But hopefully, if we feature broadcast with the series, there'll be the names there for you. So apologies in advance for the nicknames, but we will roll with it for this one. So Lordy Master is on pole from Gussie. That's your front row. We'll just leave it that for the moment because we're about to go green already. No formation lap here. So 50 laps of the mountain is about to get underway. Cars ready to go in these V8 Supercars using the FVR mod. And we are away for this race at the mountain. And oh boy, it's a bit of an interesting start further back. A few cars being a bit slow to start, but the 2 Fords in formation. Going to lead through turn 1. And in the end, it's going to actually be Lordy Master who holds the lead through turn 1. And he's going to start to pull away, looks of it, from Gussie behind him. Turmo 23 is next with Ricasa in behind him in P4. Top 4 very close indeed. They've already got a nice gap back to River Whisper in 5th. Chodness in 6th, and it's Mr. B's in 7th. But looking at the fields they come through, looks like Lordy Master is going to hold the lead for the moment. Top 4 very close though, which is good to see. So that's very nice, as I think we've actually do have some custom skins going on as well, which is good to see at the custom skin function within RF2 for that, which is always very handy. I noticed also that the lights on the pit stop lights in the bottom left of the front window, which is handy to see. But Lordy Master continues to lead here in these early stages. Gussie's going to be following him through in P2. I'd say this could be a nice interesting battle for the lead. Looks like these two are very close on pace. Turmo and Ricasa are just dropping back a bit. I've already got a gap back to the rest of the guys in 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, but probably this battle for the lead could be quite nice, and hopefully it will provide a bit of an exciting one here in these early laps. As you can see, plenty of rubber as well. I'm noticing on the track a lot of rubber's already been laid down as they come down Cromrod Straight for the first of 50 times here at this race. Obviously 50 laps of the mountain. Going to be a pretty long one, really. That is more or less a third, just less a third of an actual Bathurst 1000. It's 161 laps, of course, as it's famously is in terms of its length. As always, looks like Lordy Master's got a little bit of a bad run out of the chase. They head down towards Murray's Corner, and I think he'll hold though. Looks like he just about got the exit. Oh, Gussie nearly chucks it up the inside there. Nearly does the old bump and run, but pulls it up in the end, and so Lordy Master will lead off the first lap in that Mark Winterbottom skinned car, the old Bodlow FG Falcon. It's FG 1-2 at the moment, and 3 actually, FG all the way to 3rd, and it's Ricasa holding on 3rd in that shell liveried car, and then you've got River Whisper now in P4. He's managed to jump ahead of Turma 23. He's dropped down to 6th actually. I think he had a spin on that first lap because he's dropped down to 6th after being 3rd earlier on. So a bit of a shame for him. This battle for lead's actually quite interesting. It's a bit spread out further back, but these two who are battling for the win very close indeed, has to be said. And that light is it's gonna, the whole race, the red light is gonna be, it's almost like a beam. It's beaming into your eyes, into your soul. That's what it's doing. It's reading your soul and your mind. That's what the light's really for. It's not to indicate anything. That's the purpose. But either way, across the top they go, and Lordy Master still holding on for the moment as Gussie continues on behind him. Looks like, geez, they're using a lot of the roads. They come down from Skyline, start heading down Dipper here, so they start their run back down the mountain. Down towards the elbow, of course, a big fast section of corners. That left a little kink there, of course, where Chaz Mostyn had that massive crash last year in the V8s and broke his legs. Oh, Lordy Master's gone wide out of the elbow. Oh, no, and there's contact with the two of them. Gussie tries to go around the outside. and nearly collects the two of them, and nearly sends it both into the wall, so nearly an issue there for the two of them, but in the end they managed to just about get through without blowing up each other, essentially. So good stuff for both of them to uncouple themselves, basically, from causing worse damage there. But Lordy Master holds for the moment, but see what Guzzy's looking pretty fast at this point. Ricasso's also not too far behind here, and these two keep battling. He's going to get back into it. Oh, Guzzy again has a little bit of a look down the inside into Murray's corner, but again, he's not really close enough to make the move stick. As look back through the field, the rest of the guys are pretty spaced out. It's really this battle for the lead where it's all at. As Lordy Master gets a very poor run through turn one, and it's going to give Guzzy the chance to come back at him here as he comes up the back straight up towards the right hander here. Of course, the camber makes it interesting, but Guzzy looking to the inside. Oh, and again, he's not quite got it. Lordy Master breaks late, and looks like he'll hold, so they come through that right hander as they head back up towards the cutting here, the double left-hander. Very interesting corner, and very easy to get it wrong and head into the wall. We've seen many times in real life of examples of that. Cars going a bit too deep and heading off. Chodus is already in the pits as well in Volvo, so he's already in the pit lane. So very early stop for him. I'm not sure if that's damage or what is going on there, but very early stop, so I'm going to assume it's damage. So real shame for him, but either way, he'll continue on just at the back. As we continue on our way here, Lordy Master continues to lead from Guzzy as these two continue their little duel at the front of the field. Ricasso holding on in P3 in that Penske liveried Falcone, as I like to call them now. That's sort of what I've got to calling them, Falcones, not Falcons, because Falcons are too mainstream. You gotta spice it up and call them Falcones instead. But you got to call them a Prime family, because of course that's the crime family from Batman. But either way, Lordy Master is continuing on his way in the lead, and he's holding it well, but they're pretty close. These two seem like they're very similarly paced. If anything, Guzzy looks like he's got slightly more pace, but he just can't quite get close enough to make a move. So that's going to be one to watch. Again, he's very strong out of the chase. I've noticed this twice now. Both times he's got a really nice run out of the chase, and I wonder if he'll have a look again. No, he's decided against it now. He's realised it's not going to work, so he's going to try a different tactic here. Maybe turn one might be where you do it, down the inside. It's many a overtaking moves have been done there, but he's not really close enough. So in the end, oh no, but Lordy Master's gone wide, and that's going to gift Guzzy the move. Oh no, and Lordy Master and spun it at the first corner. So he now drops to third as Ricasso's going to take him as well. So big shame there. Now gifts Guzzy the lead. He now takes the lead in that Falcon, the FG, and Ricasso in the Penrite liveried Falcon. He's going to sit second now with Lordy Master in P3, and then you got River Whisper P4. Termo in P5. Mr. B is, I believe, off the circuit potentially. Yep, he is. He's gone straight on the chase, and he's trying to get out of this gravel trap at the moment. And I think he will. He will just about. Yep, gets out of it in the end. So he's going to pop back out behind Chodus. So there you go. So he now drops to 7th. Chodus back up to 6th after that stop earlier on. And yeah, everyone's a bit spaced out now thanks to Lordy Master having that spin. Guzzy now takes the lead, and it's all pretty spaced out amongst the field. As we continue on lap 3 here of the 50 here at Bathurst for this one. And as I see a River Whisper there just having a little bit of a mistake down Skyline as they continue on their way. And oh geez, he got really close to the wall there too. That's the wall, as I said, that's the wall that Chaz Mostyn had the ginormous crash last year. Yeah, if you don't like seeing bones breaking, basically, then don't watch the onboard footage, because you can pretty much see, where the leg break happened, where he got that broken leg from that incident, where he whacked it against the gear stick. So it's pretty confronting stuff. But either way, he's back racing, of course, Chaz now. He's back racing this year and going pretty strongly too. He's having some good results, which is really good to see. It's great to see the crash last year didn't really affect him too much, and he's back the swing of things pretty quick. It's good to see. So, but yeah, we're going along at lap 4 here at 50, and Ricardo now trying to hold on to second from Lordy Master, who's closing on him slowly but surely. So they continue on their way. Guzzy looking pretty strong up in the lead. He's looking very smooth. As I said, he looked like he was slightly faster than Lordy Master when he was behind him earlier on. And yeah, Guzzy will be looking to try and hold that lead. Basically, he'll just need to keep this. He's got a nice pace, nice gap to Ricardo at the moment. And all he's got to do is hold that. And he'll be on for a good result potentially here. Although really the one to watch now will be second, because Lordy Master's going to be trying to come back through after that spin at turn 1. So I'll be surprised if that comes together. A little bit of a battle potentially forming as well under Whisper and Turmo. Of course, Turmo had the incident earlier on, so he's trying to come back through after that. Because he was P3, of course, keeping in mind, so he's dropped back a bit, but he's coming back through. He'll be looking to potentially make a move on River Whisper in the near future. So yeah, go over Skyline, heading back down the mountain now. Just heading through the dipper here, and I think that Turmo is going to have him soon, because he's just looking stronger. Just looking like he's got a bit more of a grip on things with this car at the moment. So I'm not surprised if Turmo makes a move soon. So they head down Conrod again. Nissan versus Holden, not the traditional blue, red versus blue that became used to. Of course, with Nissan and Volvo entering, as the Nissan to the inside into the chase. He's looking, and he's quite close enough, he isn't. So, ooh, boy, he's a big old twitch there on the kink as well. But I think he's going to hold ears, so he's going to wait potentially for the last corner, I'm going to assume. So look here, he's very slidey there out of the chase as well. It's not going to help his run. He's looking anyway. Oh, there's a look, but no, sides against it as they head through the final corner and head down the main straight. No, I think that, I mean, this is only a matter of time. I feel. I think Turmo will get the move done. It's just a matter of when the move will be done, rather than if, as they head up Mountain Straight. And I tell you what, look at the slipstream. Really, wow, that is a powerful slipstream in these things. That's interesting to see. As looking to the inside, nearly contact as well between the two of them. In the end, Turmo holds on to the back of him, not quite able to make the move on River Whisper just yet. Updating the battle ahead of them as well. Ricardo is coming out of the pump slowly from Lordy Master, but P4 looks to be where we should be looking here in this battle. There's River Whisper trying to hold on from Turmo. And I think Turmo, it's just a question of where he's going to do it. He looks strong pretty much everywhere. It's just a matter of making the run, essentially, just figuring out where you're going to make the move. Jeez, look at the wow, so much, a bit of a sort of more streamlined line coming down the mountain as well. So he's looking very strong indeed. Is Turmo, and heading through the elbow. Turmo, big old slide there from him as they head down Conrod once again. And I think the slipstream of these things is so powerful. Look at that, just in the slipstream, Turmo gaining so much as they head down Conrod. And I wonder if he'll have a look. He's sort of looking, but he's not quite there, is he? Not quite. So Riverwest is going to hold for a little bit longer. Up in the battle for P2's is kicked off as well. Ricasa runs wide as well through turn 1. It's going to give Lordy Master a lovely run down to turn 2. Keep an eye on this battle for P2, because I reckon that Lordy Master's going to have him pretty soon if he keeps this up. And yeah, look at that, gets through before the corner even is there. There you go, fantastic move from Lordy Master, makes the move with any trouble. As he continues trying to hold down, try to chase down Gussie. I think Gussie's got the advantage at the moment though. Gussie's just just looks a bit smoother, a bit faster in general than Lordy Master. So at the moment, he's probably got the advantage. You look back at the spell for P4, Real Whisper and Termo going at it. Real Whisper holds for the moment, but can't. You just got. I think it's got to be a matter of time because Termo just looks so much faster at the moment around most of the circuits. So it's surely got to be not long until the move's made. And oh boy, Termo with a big slide there out of the right kink there, and I don't think he's going to make it just yet. He's probably going to have to line him up at a later phase of the lap, possibly coming down the mountain or onto Conrad again. It's probably the main two places to make it. Stickers chosen us in the pits once again for another stop. He's obviously on a 20-stop strategy this rate for this race. So we'll be interested to see how that works out. There's Termo, big slide through the dipper, and he's turned it just out of the dipper there. Just got a big slide on out of it, and in the end he's looped it. Managed to pretty much avoid contact with the wall. If he did hit it, I think it was only a minor touch, so he's got away with major damage. But Termo, in the end, drops down to 5th, and that relieves the pressure off with Whisper for the moment. And we'll see if Termo can catch back up again, which I'd say he would, because he's looking very pacey at the moment in that. There's just ticked over 7 laps. Gussie leading 12 seconds clear of Lordy Master, and then you got Ricasa and River Whisper next as Termo pits here. So I wonder if that's for damage, because it does seem a bit early to be pitting for fuel or anything like that. So he's going to pull in now from P5. Probably hold on to P5 actually, because he's got quite a big gap back to Mr. B's in 6th. As he comes in now, yep, looks like he's taking tyres. The car goes on the jacks, so we'll see what happens here though. See if he holds for longer or if he is just going to hit straight out here. Looks like he's heading straight out. Alright, so that looked like it was a standard stop really, so that's interesting. So obviously a bit of strategy in play potentially for later in the race. Fuel usage is, I'm just checking that to make sure, it isn't normal. Okay, so it's not enhanced or anything. So that seems very early to pit for a refill when the fuel or consumption hasn't been increased or anything like that. So that's interesting. But there you go. That's interesting to see with that. But we'll go back to, so we can get back to review. There we go. But Lordy Master is continuing to try and chase down Gussie. 10.7 seconds now, so he's pulled in a good second on that lap at this point, last time being anyway. Lordy Master comes through the final corner now, looking pretty solid, looking on a mission, that's for sure. 10.5, so he gained a good 2 seconds that lap, so he's certainly got the jets going. Casa still holding on in P3, River Whisper still P4. So Termo's a bit further back now, having just done that pit stop, so it's relieved River of pressure. He's not too far off Ricasa either. Ricasa's sort of dropping back ever so slightly into his hands. There's a couple of the guys further back being lapped here by Gussie. Oh, there's Mr. B's nearly spinning it right in front of Gussie there. That was very, very close. They managed to avoid having any contact though. As they come through the top end of the circuit through Skyline. There's all ball about Gussie. Really is using all the road and some. He's obviously having to push a bit though, because he's got Lordy Master bearing down on him at a pretty rapid rate of knots at the moment. Pretty sure that he's actually gained on him too, Lordy Master, by the looks of it. I think the traffic may have played into his hands a bit there. I'm just trying to find out where they are. Yeah, we've got a battle for the P6 as well. Mr. B's and Chodness. Oh, Mr. B's in the wall, Forest Elbow. Jonas is gonna have this one. Probably will. It's looking like that slipstream. The slipstream seems very powerful in these cars. Seems a bit overly so, I would say. But oh, wow, Mr. B's going all the way off track there in the end, and Jonas getting through in the Volvo. He now moves back to P6. But the one to watch will be that battle for the lead, because Lloydie Master is definitely coming at Gussie pretty rapidly. Though he's got to come up on these 2 lap cars as well, so he's now going to have to deal with them, which could be a pretty interesting thing to see what happens. 9 seconds now, so he's gained another 1.5 seconds on that lap, and he's looking pretty good to possibly catch up to Gussie and have another fight for that lead, which obviously was happening earlier on until Lloydie Master had the little half spin through the first corner. Just coming up on some traffic now. Let's see if Mr. B's. Oh boy, there's a big old slap there from Lloydie Master. Gets a lot of wheel spin out of the second corner. Looks like, oh boy, there's another big slide there out of the little right-hand kink there, but I think he's still gained a 10th on that sector, despite the fact that he had traffic and was sliding everywhere, so interesting to see. I wonder how the tyres lasting though. Obviously RF2's got obviously very sensitive tyre temperatures for a lot of the mods, as Trojans there going off to let Lloydie Master through. But yeah, interesting to see how they're going to go on tyre wear, because if you're sliding a lot, as those who have played a good deal of RF2 can probably attest to, the tyre temperatures can be very sensitive within the sim, of course. RF2, one of its big draws with the realistic tyre temperatures and that kind of thing. As heading through the chase, Lloydie Master there looking pretty, well, I was about to say looking pretty solid until they went wide there out of the chase. He just about managed to get through all right, as Gussie ticks over 10 laps now gone of this race. Let's see what this gap is, because you make a mistake there in that last sector, and it shows in the gap as well. It's at 9.1, so I think it's actually extended ever so slightly on that lap. Of course, there was traffic in play, something else to keep in mind there. So they head up the mountain straight, looking pretty solid. Let's keep an eye on whether there's any more battles going on. Ricasa has actually started to gap River Wisp once again, so obviously he's got some more of that consistency back. Oh, there's Mr. B's has had a bit of a spin there down Mountain Straight. Thankfully, it looks like he's avoided contact with anybody else. Oh, this Lloydie Master really is absolutely wringing the neck of that thing. He's just sliding through every corner and really using all the tracker as he tries to catch Gussie. It's working at the moment. He just gained 8 tenths already in the first half of this lap, so it's definitely worth it at this point. As they continue on their way down towards the elbow. Geez, Lloydie Master really is absolutely pushing it as hard as he can at the moment to try and get Gussie. We'll see if that ends up panning out. That below entry, the winter bottom themed car. If our cameraman extraordinaire Ogo Tadeo can oblige, I think it might be a good time to go a little bit on board with Lloydie Master, maybe for a lap or two. Just go on board with him and see him at work around the mountains. He comes down into the final corner. I'll let you listen to the sounds of these cars and enjoy some more board action around that panorama. Yes. As there are a couple of laps on board with Lordy Master there as he tries to down Gussie. He's got the gap down to 5.5 seconds now, so looking pretty solid, has to be said, in that Bottle Falcon, and certainly pushing very hard and looking like he might actually have a shot at catching Gussie for the lead in the coming laps. Elsewhere, Ricasa still holding on to P3 in the Penske liveried FG Falcon, and then we've got River Whisper in P4, Terma 23 P5, Chodness P6, and Mr. B's in P7 in the Nissan, in the old Ultima. So there you go. So it's looking like, as I said, looks like the battle to watch will be that one for the lead. It looks like Lordy Master is definitely closing, although he does keep making little errors here and there, which is costing him a little bit of time to Gussie and giving Gussie a bit of a chance to keep pulling away a little bit. As he heads down the mountain again. And he's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good in that FG Falcon. So heads down towards the elbow. Geez, he really is turning in a lot in the Falcon. I was just seeing the wheel movements there from Gussie, and yeah, it's a lot of tyre smoke there as he turned in a lot. Those front tyres got to be pretty toasty if he's turning that much into most of the corners. So we'll see how that goes as they head through the chase. Lordy Master continues to plug away at this gap with Gussie. Should be down to under 5 seconds now, so let me have a look. Yep, 4.2, there we go. Geez, he gained so much time through the last half of the lap there, coming back down the mountain. So we move on to lap 14 here of this race around the mountain. Good old Mount Panorama. One of the legendary circuits, of course, of the Aussie circuits. Or circuits, I should say. Probably obviously the most well known and not, well, it's not legendary for no reason, is it? So obviously V8s and Bathurst just go together like oh gee, analogies. I don't mean them, to be fair. Like cheese and crackers, to use Wilson Gromit. I'm sure massively overused cliched saying, but you know, never go wrong with Wilson Gromit. I miss that there's no Wilson Gromit anymore. Dear, but yeah, just works, doesn't it? V8 Bathurst, just can't go wrong really. It's just the perfect combo. But Lordy Master really is closing in now, 3.1 seconds now, the gap to the lead. So they made a little bit of a mistake there coming back down the skyline, so see how this goes. I think it'll keep closing. It's 3.1. He closed out coming up the mountain. He's been traditionally closing more, if anything, coming down the mountain. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him gain a bit more time here over the last sector as he heads down Conrod. Looking very solid. He's can now see Gussie as well. It's probably a pretty key thing as you can see him now. 2.2 seconds at the last timing beam. Oh, there's Gussie pits. There we go. So Gussie heads into the pits. So it's going to release Lordy Master for the lead. As I mentioned, the fuel isn't being made any harsher or anything for this race. It's at normal burn. But keep an eye on what's going to happen here. I'm not actually quite sure what the strategy is, to be honest, with the fuel. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a multi-stop race or not. I would say possibly, because I think it's probably usually low 20s is kind of the max you can get. Fuel-wise, traditionally around around a circuit like Bathurst, so I'd be surprised if we see Lordy Master coming in soon as well. Bit of a shame that though, because that has neutralised that battle effectively. And Gussie's still in the pits as well. He's been in there for an awful long time. He's going to finally pop out, still ahead of Whisper, but behind Ricasa now. Probably took a full tank, I'm guessing. And that'd be why that was a pretty long stop for him. As they continue on their way now around the mountain here in this race. Good to see the FPR mod though have the Nissan and the Volvo in it as well, of course. It's good to have the full list of cars from the 2016 season. Of course, AMS also has a version of the V8 Supercars, the 2016 season, and it has every car but the Volvo. The Volvo is not in that mod, unfortunately. It's a great mod though. That's the it's basically the V8s, the Super V8, of course. If anyone knows AMS, they know the totally not hold-on Commodore V8 Supercar, or Super V8, of course, what they call it for copyright reasons. In AMS is pretty fun car, very crazy, of course. It's pretty bonkers. So I would say just because of that alone, it's probably quite an accurate representation of the car, but the someone did actually release basically a model pack for that car where they actually made the Nissan and the Ford as well for AMS and added that in, but they didn't make the Volvo, unfortunately. They haven't yet anyway. So it's all the 2016 cars from the V8s, but not the Volvo, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, it's a pretty good mod for AMS. But either way, looking at River Whisper here, getting passed by Turmo down into the chase. Yep, oh boy, Turmo gets through, and River Whisper's on the grass. He's managed to keep it all together as Mr. B's ahead of them, heading off track. Looks like Turmo's made that move stick, and he's back up in his P4 as he continues to chase down the leading trio. Mr. B's also popping into the lane as well. As we continue on our way here in this 50-lap race at lap 16 here. And Lordy Master continues to hold the lead at the moment after Guzzy took the stop earlier on. And Lordy Master is looking very strong out front, I gotta say. He's very consistent. He looks like his inputs are a lot smoother as well. I've noticed that Alder's sliding into a lot of the corners. I noticed that Guzzy, I'm not sure if he's playing. I'm trying to figure out if he's possibly even on keyboard or something, because it's constantly, every time I'm seeing him turn, he's just, the tires are pretty much screeching through every single corner that he seems to go through. So I'm not sure if there's maybe he's using a pad or something instead of a wheel, or if there's something going on there, but he does seem to be turning a lot, so I can't imagine those front tyres are holding on very well. That Falcon, or Falcone, as I like to call it, just because, why not? And you just see sliding so much more than Lordy Master is at the moment. Castle, though, still holding on nicely in P2 as well. in the Penske liveried Falcon, that Shell Helix, sorry, car. But Lordy Master really looking pretty on song to be taking a good lead here. As I mentioned before, he was catching Gussie with all the stops as well. Before Gussie stopped anyway, so wouldn't be surprised if he has a good advantage here. As I mentioned, interesting to see with this mob with the cars, having all the season's cars. As I mentioned, I think the only thing with the AMS one I quite like is if they'd actually put the Volvo in there, so you have a full 2016 season with those cars. Quite interesting mod, that one. I can't remember the exact name, but it's a good mod for AMS as well, of course, and just good to have all the 2016 actual cars in the game. There's Ricasa Pitts from P2, so you'd think he'll probably pop out P3. And Turmo actually does get through. There we go. So Ricasa might actually drop to P5 here. Looks like he might take a full tank as well, judging from the pit stop length. As Lordy Master continues to lead quite convincingly at the moment over the field. We'll do a quick rundown of the order as we get 18 laps into the 50 lap, well 19, there we go, just ticked over 19 there with Lordy Master. So it's Lordy Master from Gussie, then Turmo, Ricasa, River Whisper, Chodness, and Mr. Bees is your running order at the moment. As they continue on their way at the moment, Ricasa did pop out P4, he managed to just beat out River Whisper, so he at least has some nice clean air to use. And we keep an eye on these battles here. I think there's not really a close battle at the moment. Depends on the sort of pace Ricasa's going to do here on, I'm guessing, fresh tyres and full fuel. Comes across the line to complete his 19th lap, not too far behind is Lordy Master that's about to do lap 20. As we continue to go around, I'll tell you what, the track's very rubbered up. You can see the amount of rubber down on the circuit. There is an awful lot of rubber. that's been laid down at this point. I can imagine it would be probably pretty fun to drive with so much grip at the moment. Just watching Ricasa here myself. He's looking pretty solid. He's starting to gap with Whisper at the moment. It's been gapping him since he came out of the pits. It's already gapped him probably a good 5-6 seconds already, and he's only just come out of the pits in the last few laps. As Lord Master continues to lead by 54 seconds at this point from Guzzi. Of course, Lord Master yet to stop. I think one of the only ones in the field yet to stop as River Whisper comes in as well. In fact, yeah, I'm now fairly sure that Lord Master is the only one who hasn't stopped yet to the 20 lap mark of this race. I think Lordy must have just stopped, hasn't he? Yeah, so he's just stopped in the last lap and popped back out. He's actually managed to jump Gussie quite convincingly as well by a good 15 seconds. So good stop and laps there from Lord Master, doing a very solid job. He just looks very smooth and consistent, and and quick as well. So he's looking to be in the prime spot at this phase of the race. Tell you what, 29 degrees at the moment at this track at the moment on track, and as ambient temperature. I tell you what, I can confirm it is not 29 degrees at all in real life here in Oz. Obviously, winter setting in or having set in. It's very cold, especially during the nights. Definitely gets very cool. So I'm doing what I can to keep warm, but hands are getting a bit on the cool side of the scale, I guess. But continue to watch these guys go around, continue on their way. So Lord Master continues to lead this race. Got a very nice lead over Gussie at the moment. Termo currently in P3, having jumped to Ricardo in the pit stop phase. Yeah, River Whisperer in P5, and then Chodness and Mr. B's are at your field at the moment as they continue to go around. 22 laps gone now in this one. Race. Master continues, 40 Masters Road continues to lead the way. 18 seconds clear. His next rival. He's just looking so very solid at the moment in that FG Falcon. Put it hard to pass him to be beaten at this point. He just looks like he's on a level compared to his opponents. So Speed's getting out of the way as he heads over Skyline. Chodness just pits now from P6. I think that's his 4th stop or something like that. This race is done many stops, as I believe we have a Mr. Mike Pittman in with us. Hello there, Mike.
Hi, Thomas.
Hello. So we're just going along now. I think lap 24 of 50 now here. So we're one lap off the lay halfway. I don't know what it is, but the term lay, I just like the term lay. So I'm calling everything lay now rather than, you know, the random fact number 99 right there for you.
Wherever floats your boat this evening, I suppose, eh?
It just sounds so much cooler, you know. I don't know. It's maybe my idea of coolness is very 40s maybe, but or 50s, but I don't know.
Maybe we need to get you some sort of catchphrase. Is that could work?
What is my catchphrase? I think my catchphrase would be interesting because I say it for everything.
Everything is interesting.
Thanks for my catchphrase. Yeah, pretty much. Well, there's I'm sure. So anyone watching this, obviously through SimNews TV, if you're obviously from a GPV origin, may remember. I think it was last year we did a podcast, a Super League podcast for, I think it was the end season. I think it was me and Smitty, and I'm pretty sure Smitty mentioned at one point about taking a show every time I said interesting. Because I said it about once every couple of sentences probably. So I think I've gotten a little bit better at not repeating it. But
I was going to say it's quite early morning here for me to have a drinking game from it, but you know, all of you people down under, I'm sure you could probably have a go at this.
Oh dear, yeah.
Why not?
Gee. Yeah, oh man, it
has turned 12 o'clock here, so that normally is the acceptable time to start drinking.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, unless it's different down there. Is it a weekend, I suppose, is you start drinking at 7 in the morning, is it?
Yeah, well, exactly right. I'm just looking here. Lordy Master there just had a bit of an off there down Conrod. I'm trying to pick up what actually happened. Let me just have a look here, because it looks like, okay, is that a hardware failure? Or I'm not sure what that is. Oh, okay. No, it looks like he's just gone straight down Conrod. It looks like it's just clipped the grass, and it's just kind of caught him almost. It's just kind of forced him into the wall. He's just gone along the wall for a bit.
Lost a lot of paintwork there.
Stop. Yeah. It looks like one of those things. I know there is a few tracks like that where you can, when you go off track, you kind of get sucked into the walls because of the way the grass is in certain sims and tracks. Also, that's the case, and he's just pretty much stopped it off the track, maybe trying to see what the damage is, and then got back going again. So got away with it. Just something to bear in mind as well with this one. The damage is at 50%, so they should be able to take a fair whack for any major damage comes into it. But what that has done is it means Guzzy is now within 4.6 seconds or thereabouts of the lead, although, as I mentioned before, Lordy does seem to have a bit more pace about him, so wouldn't necessarily be guaranteed that Guzzy's going to be back at him, but if he can start to do what he was doing right at the very start of the race, he might be able to get back at him, because he was giving a good battle to Lordy right back in the opening laps of this race. So we'll see how that goes. I think Mr. B's just in the pits again as well.
You can be as fast as you want, but if you're going to back it into the wall every now and again, that's not going to help you in a race of this length.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I think that's reminds me of how I do decently sometimes. I'm not fast. I just keep out of walls and stay clean. That's
you do yourself a disservice, though. A disservice, though.
No, I refuse.
but you're right. Yeah, you know, you got to get to the end and you keep out of the walls. You know, see what else happens. I suppose people quite often you find in these sort of longer races, particularly, that you know, if you can be error free, you'll probably be the only one that's error free. The pit stop times and they go repair things, they take ages, so you can really catch up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it reminds me of the V8s in iRacing, a few leagues I do over there. There's one, it was actually this Friday for us, last night. There was the new season. They finished up about a month ago with the last season. They started the new one last night, Australian Online Supercar Championship. Very nice series and racing that. And we had at Okayama, keep in mind, which is, you know, if you know Okayama, it's not a puny track, but it's not exactly massive. It's, you know, it's sort of on the shorter side of the spectrum. We had 57 V8 supercars going around there. So that was hectic.
One of our YouTube commenters, MKY, said he watched you in the iRacing Supercars last night.
Oh, fantastic! Well,
so
thank you.
You got a fan following you around.
Beautiful. I didn't do that well in that race, though. I'm still annoyed because what happened? I'm trying to remember. Oh, that's right. I went. Well, to be honest, it's my fault. I'll be honest, because two cars ahead were side by side out of the last corner, and I may have seen them come slow out of the last corner because they sort of came together a little bit, and they were slow out of the last corner, and I may have seen a chance of 3 wide and gone and done it, maybe, possibly. It was not the smartest call, and usually I don't do those impulsive moves, but for some reason I just saw 3 wide and my mind just said, you've got to do it. And then I went down the inside. I mean, the move was on, and I didn't dive bomb him or anything. The move was fine. But unfortunately, he just squeezed me a little bit too much. Of course, 3 wide into 1 corner has always been interesting, so I think he just didn't quite leave me enough room and got a little bit loose, and then of course, anyone who's played iRacing, you know, especially with us Australians, you know, the netcode contacts are a very big thing in iRacing. Unfortunately, he had a bit of a slide after that little contact. Sort of got it corrected. By the time he corrected it, we were very close. And then the old net code said, you know what, we're going to have a contact and send me flying on 2 wheels. And yeah, I managed to avoid major damage, but I did drop back a few spots and I was a bit annoyed. And then I got a cut track later on, which again, if you know racing, I know iRacing, sometimes when you get a cut track, you get to slow down. So I had to slow down and let a few cars past again, and then I was stuck behind someone battling them for the rest of the race. So I still got 10th in the end, but it was still, you know, I was still frustrated because I was like, I could have had 7th or something. But anyway, there's my story of Friday night for anyone concerned.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Are we going to see you in next time out as well there? People want to be following your careers?
In AOSC, yes, hopefully. Assuming that nothing clashes or comes up, yes, I do enjoy it. V8s on iRacing, again, if anyone's driven them, because there might be a few out there who have had a go at them, as I'm just watching Gussie again through turn 1, I swear it looks to me like 90% of the time he's on full lock into corners. I don't know if there might be a bit of lag involved in that, but I swear every time I look at him, his tyres are squealing in pain, or the front ones specifically, because they're just trailing smoke every single time. So I'm not sure if that's the setup or if that's just maybe a bit of latency, but interesting stuff to see. But yeah,
how
yes.
annoying is it really for you, as a driver there? How annoying is it if you're in P2 there and you can see P1, on some of these straights you can see him at the other end, but he's not making any progress at the moment really. Like, how frustrating is that lap on lap, just going, because like you say, he's obviously trying, do a complete lock on every corner and like really going for it. But that must be so frustrating to just see him still there in the distance. Going, for God's sakes.
Yeah, no, definitely no. It's and again, he's just I can just imagine the front tires must be absolutely screaming for mercy right now. Because again, as I mentioned before, if you know RF2, the tire pressures or tire temps are always very sensitive on most mods. So the fact that it's sliding every corner, that's going to be murdering those front tires. But yeah, it's definitely a bit of a pain. As again, just every time I see it,
that was pretty good.
Yeah, like it's just disconcerting every time I'm seeing it. He's just, oh dear, he's just squealing the front tires. But anyway, yes,
when did they both last pit?
Well, I'm just actually, that's a good point. I think Guzzy was. I think he was a while ago. Let me have a look at the little time.
So who's on the fresher?
Here we go. Yeah, it would be Lordy's on the fresher because lap 16 was the last time Guzzy pitted. So he is probably due a stop pretty soon, actually, if he's continuing on the same stint length.
Oh, who's that in the wall? Or on the wall?
Oh, on the wall. Let me have a look. Sorry, apologies. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah, it's Chodness. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, he's. Oh, yeah, he is one.
He is the wall
that
now.
Volvo. The Volvo, yes, that Volvo is now officially part of the wall. Wow, that is quite impressive. I'm not sure if I can go back and see what happened, but that is truly special. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's a Volvo was doing some very interesting things to the ground and wall. Let's have a look. He's just come through. I think it's Lukey Heights there, and lost the rear end, and then wow, okay, and then he's just hit the wall. Not really that hard. He's just kind of hit it at a decent pace, and then apparently the game has not really known what to do with him, and so he's kind of sat there dancing for a bit. And then the game just decided, you know what, you're in the wall. That's what we will do. That makes sense. So, damn, that is a real shame. He is firmly wedged. So this could be a bit of an obstacle
not standard
prepared for.
Not a standard feature on the Volvo, is it? A wall?
No, not usually. I mean, the sound's obviously a bit different. Obviously, it's the way that the Volvo, obviously, which isn't in the V8s anymore. If you know V8s, as he's trying to get out, he's nearly managing it somehow, and the engine is smoking. By the way, I'm seeing the smoke coming out, so he's revving, trying to get it out of the wall, and it's starting to overheat the engine. So if he isn't careful, he might overheat the engine. So gee, I am waiting for it to just go flying into space at some point, because I feel like it's going to happen as Ricasa nearly hits him there as he comes through. So it's a bit of a danger right now. My goodness me, I'd love to know how that's happened, because it just looks to me like the game just kind of had enough and just decided to put him in the wall, because why not, I guess. So I'm not really sure how that happened. That's a very odd one.
The altitude gods did not shine down on him.
No, apparently they're not fans of Volvos. Apparently they've got something against the Volvo, so they've just decided, you know what, we're gonna We're gonna screw. We're gonna just put him straight in the wall, and he's now one with that. And oh my goodness! Now he's sideways on out of McPhillamy. That is very dangerous. Let me have a look if anyone's coming. Oh my, someone's gonna come round, and they're
Sadly, that
drill him.
definitely looks like he's very. I can't see him getting out of there now. That's going to need to be a back to pits job.
For sure. Yeah.
Which is sad at 30 laps, or not quite 30 for him, but still.
And yeah, there we go. I think he's finally called the quits on that. Yep, there we go. He's pulled it back in. So it's first retirement of the day for Chodas, unfortunately, in what I would say is one of the most bizarre fashions I've seen. As I said, I mean, he didn't just brush the wall. He hit it pretty hard, but even so, that was not the sort of contact I would have thought would have caused that. So there you go. There we go. You see, RF2, you get everything with RF2. You literally get everything with R Factor 2. So for better or worse, you get the lot in every way.
Is that a factored in random element? Is that what we're saying? The will of the gods.
Yes. Yeah. The will of the S397 gods. They can either shine down on you or hate you. It depends on the time and the mood, I guess, they're in. As going back a little bit, you mentioning with the lead, it is definitely very, very disconcerting especially when you're pushing so hard and you're doing everything you can, and you can't catch the leader, or in Gussie's case, actually getting away. Lordy's actually pulling the gap. He's been pulling it over the last few laps. So. It's definitely disconcerting. I know I've had my experiences of pushing like a madman and not really catching the guy ahead. It's very annoying. I know, again, experiences from different iRacing V8 League on the Wednesday nights. Last week, I was in the race that was on there. And for whatever reason, they decided that the quality of the track was 34 degrees temperature. And then for whatever reason, they decided, you know what, for the race, we'll just make it 40-degree track. So that was fun. So again, because of the V8s and the way they are, they basically don't really have grip at all in the first place in any conditions. So when it's 40 degrees, the tyres lasted about 6 laps, and then they were on ice. And you
sounds like some other mod we know about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So of the. I always think with that, I always sit there and think, I mean, if you want true lack of grip, just try the iRacing bag, just try it. And then you know what driving a boat on wheels is truly like, with a lot of power, because that's basically what it is. But I had that case with the guy behind me, actually. I managed to hold a guy behind me for about, what was it, last half of the race. It was about probably 16 laps, basically. About a dozen laps. I held a guy behind me to take the position. I think I was P8 or 9 or something. Poor old Thomas McMillan was his name. Another Thomas, was the Battle of the Thomases, and I kept him behind for a dozen laps. But I think I can imagine his pain. He would have been in that scenario because I think he was just quicker than me, but not quite enough to get the move done. So he was literally behind me for 12 laps, and I was defending like a madman the whole time. And again, as I've mentioned to some of the guys in the team I'm in there, that was probably the most intense race I've done ever, I think, because he was literally within about 3 or 4 tenths per second for 12 laps. It was on tyres that were pretty much dead because super hot track in the V8s. It was, if you want intense,
feel like you were towing him, mate.
Pretty much. I pretty much was, yes. I may as well have been. He was that close. It was mental stuff. It was great fun, as I mentioned. It was awesome fun, and we were both super clean, and I think he actually loved it as much as I did, because we talked after the race, and he said, yep, saving that replay, that's going to be saved. We'll keep that one. And I was like, yep. So, saved it too. It was a great fun battle, and there's a lot of guys over there in the iRacing community, and again, being those who probably know the Aussie community. I mean, probably I'd say a good 90% of the Aussie community is basically on iRacing these days. It's just where all the Aussies have gone, I think, because the convenience of the service and that kind of thing just makes sense from Aussie perspective.
Must be said, I suppose, that if people are watching this and want to fill up the grid, I'm sure that Downunder-Series.com would be very happy to have them, and we will be covering future rounds.
Indeed, yes, I was going to say yes. So it would definitely, as Mike mentions, it would definitely be, if you are interested in V8 racing, certainly an RF2 aspect. And again, as we know, RF2 amazing sim, and I'm one of definitely probably the sim I put. How many hours have I put into it? 800 hours thereabouts, I think. Last time I checked, a lot of hours.
100 hours, wow.
800, yeah, nearly. I think I'm getting close to 1,000 at this point. It's many hours, many, but worth it.
Time well spent, yes, yeah.
Yeah. So if you are interested in RF2 League for sure, and if you are interested in V8s, definitely get on to Downunder-Series. Definitely look at joining the grid, and then you can be on the broadcast, and then I can be commentating on you doing an amazing move. Wouldn't that be great? That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? That'd be amazing stuff. So definitely, if you're interested in V8s and RF2, get yourself over to Downunder and Series and get yourself signed up for sure. So there you go. So we are 31 laps into this race, by the way. Now we're into the last 20. Lordy Master's still leading the way. He's just been opening that gap lap after lap on Gussie. Now it's up to 19 seconds. Ricasa's still plodding along in P3, been a pretty quiet one for him. And then Turmo's managed to get back up to P4 after the issues earlier on. River Whisper still P5, and Mr. Bees is still in P7 because he hasn't actually been able to pass Chodus yet, although I think this lap he should pass him to take P6, and that's your order at the moment in this one. So yeah, been an interesting one. Been a good battle at the front, I've got to say. The top two have been very close on pace, and every time I look at a corner and then Gussie's just screeching the tires through it. It almost looks like he's driving front wheel drive car.
Like you say though, he's going to have tyres soon. He only hit 16 on it first time round.
Definitely.
Like the way he's doing those tyres.
Yeah, exactly right. We'll see if he might even pit the next lap or two. Keep an eye on that. Have a look here as he comes around. He's just coming through the chase now. Let's have a look and see if he stops now. And oh, there it is. Yep, right on cue. There we go. He pulls in. That's another stop for him. So that's 32G. He's going to have to do he's either going to stretch this stint or he's going to have to actually pit again. As I've just seen River Whispers spun in the pit lane, I think. By the looks of it, he's trying to get back onto the pit row, but he's hitting the arm by the looks of it, and struggling to get back on to the pit entry here. Has he managed to get through? He has now. Let me see if I can find out what happened here. It's going back through here. Oh, okay, spun it. Oh boy, that's awkward. He spun it out of the last corner. He's taking too much curb, spun it, and then got between the barriers and just decided rather than trying to reverse it back out and keep going, he's just going to pit. So that's interesting. So he's managed to get through, though, was the main thing. But he's now in with Gussie as well, as Gussie leaves now, and he will beat out Termos, so he's going to hold P3. But yeah, he's going to be interesting for him because he's now got the awkward choice of he either tries to push these for a couple extra laps than he's been doing stint-wise, or he does a very short splash and dash at the end and maybe stint on the tyres. So this is probably a case if you're not going to make it, you might want to look at probably pitting around, well, we're going to probably about lap 41, probably split the stint in half, do 2 short stints and just really push like mad. So
as if he wasn't already.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, he already is, but even more so. There's even more temptation to.
So you managed to predict his pit stop bang on. So when's our leader pitting?
Boy, here we go.
Mystic Thomas.
I'll try to get this one right. So 21 laps, or lap 21 was when Lordy last pitted. So theoretically, he almost could. Geez, he could probably get to lap 42, 43 theoretically, and then just do a nice short run to the end on a fresh set of boots. So
probably wouldn't be much point in stretching it that far, would there really? So
yeah, maybe go 40. Yeah, he might even go 39, 40 just to be safe, and then do a bit more of a equal stint length for the final 2 stints. Excuse me. Getting Burpee off water somehow. I don't know how that makes sense, but we'll take it.
I'm not a doctor, mate. We're many things here. Doctor's not one of them. Not in our books.
No, that's all right. So Ricasa, by the way, still going on with P2. Let me have a look when he last stopped. Last stopped on lap 19. Yes, 19. That's not a bad stint left actually. So
19.
So it should be about like 37, 38. You would think he'll probably peel in again. So about another 5-6 laps, you would say. And I'll see where Turmo last pitted as well. Up 25. Is that actually? Oh no, he pitted earlier in the race as well. Okay, so I'd say he might be in about like probably 38, 39. Probably. I think a lot of them actually are probably going to end up pitting around that sort of lap 38 to 42 kind of window. So that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But yeah, looking pretty solid for Lordy Master. He's just just so smooth, really, just so smooth, and got really good pace as well. And looking on song at the moment to be taking a win unless things change. But as we've seen, anything can happen, as happened to Chodas there with the Volvo becoming one with the circuit, quite literally. So who knows? Who knows what could happen here in the last? What do we got last? Going to be 15 or 16 laps to go. Probably 16 laps to go after this lap. So we're into the final stretch of this one. Track is super grippy, though, as I was mentioning before.
Yeah, Lowly seems to have fans in the chat. Andre thinks he's winning this. He's got this sealed, apparently.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so
potentially a bit. Yeah, I was going to say it's a little bit early, maybe, to win that call, but if he keeps on the driving as he is, I suppose, we couldn't really look elsewhere at the moment.
Definitely, yeah. Well, as we mentioned, time will tell on that. Definitely. He has looked very smooth and not murdering the tyres by the looks of what I've seen anyway, quite as much as some of his competitors. So, yeah, he's got every reason they should win. But as we saw, he had that issue down Conroe where he very nearly planted in the wall. So, who knows? Who knows? It's one of those things to happen at the wrong place, and all of a sudden he might well be out of it. So, we'll keep an eye on that though as he goes along and continues on. Very nice little streak he's doing here in the old below FG Falcon top into bottoms.
I do love that Apollo.
It is a very nice livery. It is very nice indeed. I do quite like it as well. I'll be honest. It's a good mixture of that green and black. It's just very nice combo, and white of course as well. Very nice combo there. I think who's the other ones? The Penske one's not too bad as well. The old Shell Helix, the sort of classic livery from those who know Dick Johnson Racing. They ran that sort of livery for quite a while, the old Shell cars, but now obviously Penske running that team, not DJ anymore, so that's the skins they run, the old Shell cars. Very nice indeed. I think there was, that's right, yes, the Penrite entry for River Whisper. I quite like that as well. That's a nice livery, I think. Very nice. That's the Dave Reynolds car for the V8s, which is very good. I do quite like it. I think that's out of the I think it's just Penrose, not just Penrite. I need to brush up on my knowledge from that, but yeah.
That's news to me as well, so I can't help you out, I'm afraid, and letting you flounder.
I think hopefully you won't burn me, Chad. I'm just gonna confirm this. I'm pretty sure that is one of. Being Australian, I'm kind of obliged to know this. So I'm assuming I'm going to have some people with pitchforks coming at me in the coming days.
Is this on the passport application? Is it?
Yeah, must know every V8 team and all the details about every driver.
Pretty much, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So yeah, it is though. Okay, I thought so. So yeah, so as I thought, that Penrite entry is under the Erebus banner. The Erebus Motorsport banner, which of course, if anyone knows V8s, you'll know that they did run the Mercedes AMG for a time, but they weren't really able to get much success out of it, so they ended up switching to the Commodore, and that's the car they run at the moment. So it was a bit of a shame though. I did like the Mercedes. It looked very nice, very good looking bit of kit, but unfortunately they struggled pretty much the entire time. They just couldn't get the pace out of it, and when they had results here and there, they weren't really able to get some solid pace going and solid, consistent high-end results. So they decided in the end to pull it and go to the Commodore. So there you go. Fun facts for those. I'm sure most people in the chat probably already knew, because probably versed in the V8 ways.
Might be some new fans out there that will watch this back or something like that, not necessarily people getting up early morning for me and things watching this. So other people like me, nursing a hangover from last night and all that sort of stuff, might want to watch this back at a later date. Welcome to you all as well.
My key party animal, you.
Well, yeah, and I'm not out tonight because I'm back tomorrow morning doing another broadcast here for Sim News as well.
Yes. Indeed, yes, that'd be the old Radicals, isn't it?
The Radicals for the Asia series tomorrow morning as well, same time. If you want to catch some more action, it might be great watching this. Who knows? I don't. But equally, if not, give it a watch anyway and see what Murph will come up with. Going to be very different cars to these, obviously. And then we got these back in 2 weeks. 29th, we're back here. It's almost from Gold Coast, I believe. Rightly. on the list.
Indeed, yes. Good old Gold Coast, yes. Obviously, I'm assuming there'll be the new layout of that one. Obviously, they used to run the IndyCar layout. Sorry, Champ Car. Wrong Open Wheel Series, Champ Car Series. Obviously, used to run at Gold Coast when it used to be a thing. Now it's sort of merged into IndyCar and it's all one. So when the Champ Car used to be a thing, they obviously used to run at Surfers Paradise. The V8s used to run in support of that, but now the V8s run there as a standalone main series, and they run on a shortened version. It's a modified version of the circuit.
Oh, sorry, we've got a leader in the pits. Apologies.
Oh, we do indeed. Yep, indeed. That was Lordy Master in the pits, and he is. Where is he? Yes, he's just in the pits taking what I assume is the scheduled stop, 36. So yeah, looks like he's going to just sort of put the stints in half, seeing as he's leading as well by a fair margin. So he's obviously thought, I'll just put these stints in nice even order to finish off. So he'll do about, 14, 15 laps on this stint, and that'll be pretty much bang on, being a nice even stint for the final 2 stints. So there you go, and that's going to, where has he popped out? See if I can get that up. He has popped out ahead of Ricasa. I think he's actually jumped him since the last pit stop phase as well, so that's good to see. And he has still stayed ahead of Gussie as well. So there you go. I think Turmo also pitted as well because he's popped out just ahead of River Whisper. There you go. So yeah, there you go. So we're down to 2 Nissans. Let me have a look here. 2 Nissans, 1 Holden, and 3 Fords. It's good variety in the field, I have to say, from these guys. Very good variety. They've got the full deck, so to speak, of the V8 Supercars from 2016. That were obviously ran that year out there at the moment, which is great. So yeah, good stuff. Oh, and now actually I should say, and even this year of course, because the Volvo not there anymore. So yeah, there you go. It's good to see that there's the whole variety in the field. You love that variety. I do like the. I do miss the sound of the Volvo though. It had that very distinct sound to it because of the way the exhausts were. I believe it was the way the exhausts were worked, basically, and the way they let out the excess from the engine made it sound a bit different to the rest of them. I thought it was quite cool, but you know, it's just me. so yeah,
Different is always good. You can't. Boring if everyone's down the same.
True.
I mean, nothing against single spec series and things that are very close. I like something to view. I like to look at things, and it provides a little bit more strategy to it.
Exactly right. Yes. So yeah, just going on. The Lordy Master still got the lead, 11 seconds now to Ricasa. Of course, that's Ricasa yet to do that other stop, so he'll stop at some point soon. As I was going to say, yes, that's right, Gussie.
Yeah, Gussie though, if he has to take an extra stop as well, potentially, actually he's right away P2.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, just looking at it, he may well actually have to pass Ricasa here for P2, because I think they're both effectively on the same strategy by the looks of it. Let me have a look. Yeah, so I think Ricasa's probably going to pit in the next lap or 2, and then Gussie pitted on lap 33 after a... How many stints? Oh, that's right, yes, we were saying before. He's pitted after about a 16-lap stint, so he's either got the choice of extending this stint and trying to make it last, or shortening this stint so that it's a nice even split for the 2 last ones. So it's going to be interesting to see, because yeah, if he has to pit again, he might well come out around about where Ricasa will be, and he may actually have to pass him for that second spot. So we give a nice juicy little battle to finish things off, as I think I saw Mr. Bees. Oh, Mr. Bees is around just down Mountain Straight there, right over the crest too. That is one of the worst spots to lose it. I think he's got going again. He has now. There we go. Oh, yeah, he's crabbing really badly, though. Well, that is one dead Nissan. Oh, wow, that's. I mean, even NASCAR would be impressed with that kind of crabbing right there. All right, so he's going to try and bring it around. So he's going to do basically a whole lap with...
So it's a long way.
It is, yeah, with the car. That's more than NASCAR, and obviously, if with the oval racing, the specs, they obviously run the cars deliberately crabbed, of course, to make them turn. The ovals left hand is quicker, of course, and at the speeds they do. So even they would be looking at this going, that's a bit much, I think. So yeah, he's just stopped out of the cutting, and I think he's just letting Turmo through. No, I think this is, we'll see how this goes, but this could be a little bit interesting with the rest of the guys. We'll see how it's going. I think they all be on the team speak. They're probably communicating what's going on here, so hopefully they're being aware that Mr. Bees is coming around circuit. I think he's actually timed it quite well because it looks like he's got a bit of a gap until anyone else gets to him. So he's timed that quite well. If anything, there's anything good to come out of that, the crash. But River Whispers in the pits as well. Again, for what I'm going to assume is his final stop. Let me just get confirmation on that. Oh no, okay, no, he pitted apparently on that 32 and 31 as well. So interesting stuff there. Not quite sure what's going on there. It was damage or the like. But yeah, this was all I think going to come down to that battle for P2.
People in the chat asking where they can get the mod from.
Yes. So, yes, the mod is if you go to the Steam Workshop if you have R Factor 2 on your library in R Factor 2 or in Steam, you just click on R Factor 2. On the page information there should be a link saying browse the workshop. You click on that, and then in the item somewhere, I think the way I found it is I just went most recent, went see all items. There should be an option on the page there to see all items. May need to scroll down a little bit, and then just I think this was on page 6 of the list for me. This mod, and it's called the FVR Supercars 2014 to 2016 is the mod. So that's the one you want to look for. If you want to look at it, definitely, yeah, as I mentioned, if you want to do some V8 racing on RF2, definitely give it a go because it's definitely it's pretty much the only choice in RF2 if you want to do some V8 racing. And yeah, it is very nice. The models look very good. They look pretty. They very much resemble the real things, of course, and they sound just like the real things. I haven't really driven it too much myself, so I'm not entirely sure the handling is. But I'd assume, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was pretty similar to the real thing as well in terms of just being. Basically no grip. Just boats with massive amounts of power and huge amounts of grip to the rear wheels is pretty much your recipe for V8s right there.
So if you want to slide a boat around a track, this is the year, is it?
Definitely, yes. No, it is a lot of fun. Oh, and yes, I think that might have been Mr. B's probably. Yeah, I think it is Mr. B's.
Oh, is he still back?
Yeah, he's just got out of the chase. He's actually managed to limp it around the whole lap, credit to him. And he's just coming into the pits now. Wow, he is credit to him, he made it around the lap. There we go. Really,
he did explore every area of the track, though. I think there were some interesting lines and sections, and yeah, just checking for any other issues like this, like we saw in the wall and things.
Yeah, trying to find a way out of the circuit. Seems there's a way to
drive it home.
Yeah. just end the day and go. I'm just driving home from here, boys. Don't worry about it. So Riccardo pitting, by the way, on lap 39. So he should be good now to the end. That'll be about a 10-11 lap stint for him. So he should be good to the end of the race. So again, the question will be what Gussie will do. Will he try and extend this, or will he pit early? I'm gonna assume pit early. I mean, that just seems like the thing to do to me. I don't know if you. Especially if you happen
so if he pits though, he's basically handing P2 over, and I can't see him getting that back. There's not enough laps, and end up about 12 seconds behind. So realistically, he's going to. And would he lose? I mean, how far ahead's he going to be when he comes out now?
He's going to be. He's probably about what's that? We'll see when it updates, but I'd say about 15 or about 20 seconds maybe.
Yeah, so I'd try and conserve the tyres and try and see if you can push it, because even if you end up doing some slower laps, I'll give you that, you can drop quite a bit there. We've got 10 laps, you can drop a good second a lap if you need. Still, assuming of course that, it suddenly finds an awful lot of pace.
No, for sure, yeah, I think I'd probably stretch the tyres out as well, to be honest, but yeah, we'll see.
But you are the tyre-saving master, to be fair, so...
I don't know about that. I'm not gonna. No.
Well,
refuse to accept.
Hin's the wizard. You're always using a softer compound than anyone else, and getting as far with it. Madness.
It's all about calculated racing, you see. It's just just avoid wheel spin. That's my key thing. I do it in the V8s as well. I just try and avoid
wheel spin in a V8.
Yeah, it's hard, but you can generally avoid it mostly, more or less. So it depends on the conditions as well, on how hot the track is and that kind of thing. But Lordy Master still leading at the moment, 28 seconds I've got last check. We'll see when Gussie crosses the line now as he continues his front-wheel drive style antics. And yeah, 28.6 seconds is what the gap is. As I sneeze up an absolute storm off mic there. That was a big old sneeze right there. But yeah, 28.6 seconds is the gap now for Lordy. as I think Ricasso's just coming into the final corner now. Let's have a look and see what he's doing. 49 seconds off, so he's a good 21 seconds off Gussie there. So it is around 20 seconds. So you're right. If he can even drop two seconds a lap. Excuse me, I'm sneezing like an absolute champion at the moment for some reason. But yes, if he even if he gains 2 seconds a lap, he's only just going to catch him by the end. So I definitely think you're right. I think conserving tyres is the name of the game for Gussie at the moment.
They completely drop off, of course. Having not driven this mod myself, I don't know whether if you get to that point and they're going to be almost undrivable. Maybe I don't. Please come out. Yeah, he seems to have fixed that car somehow, or he's trying to. He's out of the pits.
Yeah, I think it's looking pretty fixed. His mic's being assaulted by something.
Apologies. Yeah, apparently I live in the ghetto.
So yeah, it looks like he's managed to get that fixed. So obviously the repair crews are pretty on point in these videos, because that looks perfectly straight to me. I'm not seeing much crabbing going on. So there you go. There you go. That's some very good pit work right there to repair that. Oh, as I just caught the end of Turmo nearly bidding it in the wall as well, where Chose managed to get himself wedged. So that was very close for him. And Lordy Master continues to take away 30 seconds now. He's continuing to open that gap to Ricasso. To Gussie. And actually, Ricasso actually gained on Lordy down that last lap. So
he's on the fresh rubber though, isn't he? Brand new rubber.
True.
Yes, are we definitely sure he's not pit?
Lordy, no, Lordy won't pit again, I don't think, because he pits where was it? It was that 37, so he did a shorter stint.
Right.
So he'll definitely, I think, be good to the end. So as you mentioned,
being asked if this mod is useful, available for DX11. Don't actually.
Yeah, apologies. I don't actually know. I'm running this at the moment just on DX9 because of a different. I actually had a race of my own in the league a couple of days ago. So
I was going to say the podcast to be able to use the overlays were in DX9 as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't actually. I'm not in DX11 now, so I can't tell you if it's the reflections are massively overdone or anything like that, like it is when a mod isn't quite made right for a DX11. So not sure, can't tell you, but.
Download it, give it a go, give it a try.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, there you go. It's all be is just download. Obviously, it doesn't cost anything. So if you just download and try, then you find out. I have a hunch it wouldn't be, because I think it was last updated before the DX11 stuff all came out. So I'd be surprised if it was compatible with it properly anyway, optimized for it properly. But as I said, only one way to find out, just to give it a go. So probably just give it a download and have a bit of a crack, see, and so yeah. But looking at the gap to Lordy's still leading 32 seconds now. He just continues to open the gap, and yeah, as we said, Ricasso on those fresh tyres really is pushing. I wonder if he might well catch Gussie at this rate. I mean, he's coming at a rapid rate of knots, so I wonder he might even be doing that 2 seconds that we were mentioning. Let's have a look here. 206 flat that lap. What did Gussie do? Gussie did 210. So he gained, or 211 even. He gained about 5 seconds in that lap last lap alone. So I'll tell you what, Gussie might not have a choice here. He might just have to pit and hope for the best, because
can't pit with 5 laps to go though, can you? I mean, yeah. Surely.
We've got 8 laps to go now as Lordy's crossed the lines. So I think 8 laps. Yes, should be 8 laps to go. That time by. May actually be 7 almost even. So getting towards the end of this one, and it's the battle for P2 that's going to be the key. And I just don't know, to be honest. I'm not sure. I actually think Ricasso might have every chance here of gaining this one. What was that lap? That was a 206.2 again. Very good consistency from Ricasso. Gussie was a 211 again. So
wow, it's not going to be long before he's there, is it? Still got to pass him though. That's the other.
Yes, and I was going to say again, from having done iRacing and just from watching this so far, it does look like these have the similar thing of being. It's difficult to overtake. Very difficult to overtake in these things because lack of grip. So obviously lack of grip on power, lack of grip
easy
braking. and, and just in general everywhere, means that if you're going to make a move, you've got to commit about 20 tenths basically if you want to make a move, because of the lack of grip there and all that kind of thing. If you're going to make a move, you've really got to go for it. So it's not, I think these things, it's even harder to overtake than normal just because of the way they are. So that makes for great coastal racing, but it can get a bit frustrating if you find someone and you just can't pass because of the way these things are. So definitely agree, definitely one thing to catch someone, but nothing entirely to pass them. So no guarantee a Ricasa's going to get him, but I don't know, the pace difference just seems a bit too much to really ignore there. So we'll see though. He's got the gap down to 8 seconds now to Gussie or thereabouts anyway. So we'll see. It's
in about 2 laps time we're going to be on this.
Yeah, I think Ricasa will get it. I think he's got it, but we'll see. It might be a surprise, but Gussie might end up pitting anyway and sort of neutralising the whole thing. I'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what he does this lap. Is he gonna pit? No, he will probably try and eke it out, because obviously he doesn't have any other choice at this point. He's kind of committed to try and work it to the end, but I don't know. It just seems like he's really struggling at the moment. Let's see what that time was. That was a 2:11 again. I mean, he's got the consistency, just not the pace at the moment. So it was 2:11.3 for him. For Ricasa, it was another 2:06 flat. Gee, that consistency is on song for Ricasa. So yeah, possibly even at the end of this lap, he should be on him.
That's a new fastest lap. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go. That confirms that. So he's going even quicker than Lordy is right now. He is absolutely flying. In fact, let's see, where was Lordy's fastest? I think it was about a 6.4. Yeah, I think it was. So he's gone about 4 tenths faster than 3 tenths faster than Lordy did in his best lap. So there you go. It was actually Gussie's just had a bit of a nap with a wall there, I think, through the cutting, and that's going to drop him back. It looks like Ricasa may have had a bit of a tardy run as well. Let me just go back in the replay and see if that was right. Oh no, a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit tardy, not too bad. So it looks like, yeah, I'd say at the end of this lap, probably the next one, I think Ricasa might have him potentially as they head over Skyline. Wow, yeah, you visibly see the amount of pace he's able to gain, or able to push out of that car right now compared to Gussie. It's just so much more as they come through the dipper. The road just falls away from him on the right, left hand side. It's very, you kind of, for the dipper as well, you kind of want to aim for the wall, just because of the way the corner is. You basically want to aim at the wall.
It's not something you ever hear, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but if you aim, obviously don't aim to the absolute record, but if you aim a little bit more towards the wall than you normally would, then a lot of the time you end up sort of being slingshot through the corner just because of the way the camber is, and because it sort of falls away from you, you actually can get a lot closer than you think you can. It's something I've come to learn from doing laps of Bathurst on the various sims. You can really attack the dipper and a lot more than you potentially think you can when you first go through it. But there you go, end of the lap, and yep, Ricasa is right on Gussie at the moment. He's already going to have a look in the last corner. Oh boy, Gussie gets a big squirrel through the final corner, and I think Ricasa, oh no, Ricasa spun! Oh, Ricasa spun it out of the last corner. Let me have a look here at what happened there. I think he just lost it on his own, so that may actually mean that Gussie might actually get the second after all. Let's have a look here. He's taking too much curb. Yeah, again, those curbs. It's the second time they've spun someone. That last corner, he took too much curb, put the power on, and the back end's just gone, nope, sorry, not today. And that's that guy. And he's lost probably a good 10 seconds. But, I mean, with the pace he's got, there's every chance he might catch up again. So,
he's gaining 4 seconds a lap. I mean, still got 5 laps?
Yep.
Still do this.
Yeah, 5 or 6, yeah. We will see. As you said, one thing to catch, another thing to pass. So, I'll tell you what.
Although that car is smoking.
Let me have a look. Is it? Okay, yeah, no, not anymore. So it might have just been a little bit of overheating from the initial spin.
Stationary,
yeah, Turmo's in the pits as well from P4 for what would be his final stop. So that'll continue to keep him there. As Ricasa really pushing as well. He had another spin there out of the cutting, was really close to looping it there. Oh boy, he's even another whack through McPhillamy as he heads over Skyline. So he's really pushing hard to get this second. But I don't know, I think we'll have to see. I mean, Gussie just keeps falling off further and further, but then Ricasa's starting to fall off as well. So it's it's getting a bit ragged as the tyres go. In the meantime, Lordy is leading by probably is more than 45 seconds now. It's probably a good 47 seconds. He's just out there having a good old Sunday drive at this point as he comes over for what should be, I believe, 4 or 5 laps to go now in this one. So very nearly at the end, and yeah, this battle for P2's definitely looking pretty juicy right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to be right at the end here, and we're now watching closing down, and you can see, whereas before it was a bit more controlled. I don't know whether he's got a little bit of damage maybe from that spin. He did hit the wall slightly, but I couldn't imagine he'd have much. But he's going after it now so much on these corners. He's almost driving style like Gussie, with the tyres and such. But yeah, we'll see. It's always good to have a little. I didn't actually think we'd get this at the end of the race, but yeah, nice battle. Hopefully coming up. But you can see him again though. Even though he's spun and stopped, you can still see him because of the long straights. Still got something to focus on. And if you chase someone down, that does help.
And last lap was a 2:08, so it wasn't as quick, of course. Although he's probably overheated those tyres a little bit as well, so they might.
But it did have the spin on it though, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Had to spin as well.
Before the start of it, yeah.
Yeah. So the last lap before was slower, but obviously once you spin these, any car pretty much have to the tyres sort of get that heat in them, and they can sort of be almost permanently overheated if you don't sort of let off and let them go back down to normal operating temperatures. So something that you've got to watch out for in RF2. But he is still gaining. You visibly see he's gaining, but I just think he may have just got the edge off those tyres from pushing too hard. They might not quite be at the sort of peak they were before, but I mean, even if he does 2:08s, 2:09s, he's going to be catching Gussie at a good 3 or 4 seconds late, which would be more than enough. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, I think he's going to have every chance, but he's running out of time now. He can't afford another spin, or else I think Gussie will have this second. In that Ford. FG domination, though, by the way. They're 1, 2, 3 in the Fords, and then you've got the Nissan of Termo, the Holden, the one and only Holden in this race, the Brew Whisperer, and then the other Nissan of Mr. B's, and then of course the one Volvo of Chodness is out after becoming one with the barriers here at our panorama. But yeah, look at this, it's recast to really gain as they head on to Conrad. I think he's probably got to be about a second and a half, according to the timing, about a second and a half off the back end of Gussie here as they head down towards the chase. And I think that I think it's only a matter of time. He's going to pretty much catch him right at the same point yet again, so he might even have another go into the last corner. But I don't know if he'll be as keen to have a look after how it went last time, but we'll keep an eye on here as they come out of the chase, head down towards Murray's corner, and well, he's very close, not quite close enough to make a move just yet.
But, where would be your passing place of choice if you had one?
Definitely. So I know Gussie's gone wide in the last corner, and Ricasa in the end pretty much gets gifted that. I mean, Gussie I think he just pushed too hard into that final corner. I'll see if I can have a look. See, yep, just pushed too hard, missed the apex, gone off track, and Ricasa's just gone yoink, thank you very much, and that's P2. So there you go, he has done it. So, fortunately, it wasn't quite as the sort of battle we were hoping for. Unfortunately, a little mistake there from Gussie, just hands Ricasa that one quite handsomely. But
do you think that's the tyres, or do you think that's the pressure of seeing the guy
both
catching and catching?
I think both. Yeah, I think a bit of both. I think a bit of the pressure and also the tyres falling off. I think he's the last lap was he's been doing 2:12s, 2:13s pretty consistently. He's really struggling, it would seem, on those tyres. But I think as long as he keeps on the straight and narrow, he should have third. But he's really, really struggling right now to keep that car under control. With those tyres, they look very, very dicey at the moment as we head into what should be, I believe, the last 2 or 3 laps now of this one. So I think we're very nearly at the end of this one, and it's looking like Lordy's going to take a pretty commanding win at the moment.
Well, yeah, it's been pretty dominant, really, isn't it? It's other than that one brush with the wall, was that his only sort of fault I remember seeing?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty faultless otherwise. And as we were saying, is that part of the job straight away. Near enough everyone else has had some form of issue. Poor Gussie seems to be heavy wall as he goes around now. Really struggling on those tyres. But that, the pace is there, wasn't it? Even from the start, it was very close at the front, but he just consistently kept that. I mean, obviously, once you've got 4 to a second lead, it's a bit easier to do it. Maybe race at 90%, maybe. But nonetheless, it's incredible to actually do almost 55 faultless lap.
Definitely, yeah, definitely around the mountain as well. It's, as we know, it's one of the toughest circuits around. So to be able to consistently pump out the laps around here is no small feat at all. So definitely huge kudos to Lordy Master. He's been on point this entire race and really showing his dominance here in this one in that very nicely liveried Bottle Falcon.
Credit to everyone though, because we've only had one retirement.
Definitely.
Even what, 10 laps down, still going. You know, that's dedication for you.
Yeah, definitely. And to be fair to that retirement, I mean, it was again, as we mentioned, it was kind of more to the RF2 gods frowning upon the Volvo than anything else, I think. So yeah, a bit of unluckiness involved in that one as well. I think more than actual mistake big enough to retire from, or RF2 saying no, sorry, we don't like Volvos, so we're gonna put you in a wall and then just and then just flip you off, basically give you a bit of a So RF2 obviously there's something RF2 doesn't like about Volvos, because as I said, I've seen a lot of stuff in RF2, and I don't think I've really seen a contact that, as I said, it wasn't nothing, but it wasn't absolutely massive, and I've not seen a contact like that cause that kind of reaction. So
yeah, I mean, I think he could do that another 100 times and it probably wouldn't happen. That's just such bad luck.
Yes, but
dust yourself off and look to the next race, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, with all sims, you get that sometimes. You'll just get that one unlucky time when you'll make that mistake and make that little bit of contact, and the game will just go, "No, sorry, we're no, not taking it this time." So yeah, no, it's a very up and down thing on that, and something you don't have much control over. All you can do is keep going. So looking at Lordy Master now as he comes around through the cutting for what should be the second last time. So next lap by will be the last lap. So we are on the penultimate lap for these guys. I've noticed Mr. B's also has pulled off to the side out of out of the chase. Sorry, I think he might literally be waiting for Lordy to come around so he doesn't have to do an extra lap. So there you go. That's interesting stuff from
one strategy, I suppose. Yeah,
that is the strategy. I mean, to fair, he's not on the racing line really. He's off the track to the left there. Oh no, it's okay. No, he's going again. Okay, I'm not sure what he was going on there. Unless he had some issues. Okay, he's going to run through the pit lane. Okay, might be coming through the pit lane instead to make sure he's not in anyone's way. So fair enough there. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, it looks like Lordy on for a very nice win here in that winter bottom Bottle Falcon as he comes down Comrade for the second last time. And we're coming around for the final lap at the end of this one. So yeah, been a dominant win as we've mentioned. And yeah, definitely good signs for him going to Gold Coast, although Gold Coast, very different circuit, certainly not as, I mean, the mountain is one of the most unforgiving around, but I mean, Gold Coast is not much easier, obviously, with how close the walls are around there, being a street circuit. I mean, if you make a mistake, it will not give you a quarter around there.
Oh, absolutely, very different track. Got an hour race there. Going to be great to watch as well. We'll be back for that one. But I want to see if someone can take it to Lordy Master here. There's a challenge for people listening. Get the mod, give it a go. Let's see if you can beat him.
There you go. Yeah, beautiful. Yep. So great stuff. So yeah, definitely get involved, and and then you can be in these races on these broadcasts with the your name there on the screen and battling away for the wins. And yeah, it's definitely a challenge to try and beat the likes of Lordy Master here to try and take the top throne as he goes around Mr. B there. He's come back out of the pits and spun it into Hell Corner there. So yeah, a little bit of a moat for him, but he is still going, which is the main thing. He's got back going again without causing any incidents. That's good to see. But Lordy Master through the cutting for the final time as he comes around up the mountain once again. Heading up towards McPhillamy Park here through the right left-hander, very tight and twisty, of course, there. And then you've got the big drop-off here as you head towards Reed McPhillamy Parks here. The sweeping right-handers that never end. And then you're heading over Skyline here at the top of the mountain, and that gorgeous view as you look down and start your descent down the mountain once again. Chucking it right and left and using all the curb on the left hand side. Obviously, don't use too much, but you can try and use as much as you can get away with. As he heads to the dipper once again, chuck it in there. As I said, you kind of aim for that left wall a little bit to try and maximise your line. And you head through the left, rights towards the Forest Elbow. Of course, onto Conrod Straight. Probably probably one of, if not the most famous straights, definitely in the southern hemisphere. I think definitely in tracks in the southern hemisphere. I think Conrod's probably the most famous. I think Mama. But then again, I'm Aussie, so I'm contractually obliged to say that basically because V8's Conrod.
Patriotic, are you?
I just have to. You know, it's in the Australian Constitution that you have to forever respect Conrod V8's maximum without any loss of faith there. But either way, he's coming into the final corner now. Is Lordy Master, and he's going to take the win here at Bathurst in this 50-lap race. Fantastic win for him, and really dominant performance, as we said, in that car. And yeah, we're very happy with that. Probably do some doughies as well, I'm sure. Yep. Will he do it there? Yep, there we go. Yep, there we go. Yep, do some doughies at turn 1. Beautiful stuff. Never quite right without some doughies. Oh, yeah, he's going to do some burnouts as well. Fantastic stuff. Gotta love it. That's never complete without some doughies and burnouts in the V8s, that's for sure. But either way, Ricasa is going to come along, and he will actually take P2. Good recovery for him, actually. I wasn't. He's sort of in the background for a lot of the race, just kind of sitting in third, fourth, just sitting there, plodding along. And in the end, through strategy, actually, more than anything else, he's managed to get himself to P2 with a very nice result in that Penske liveried FG Falcon. So Ricasa will take P2 as he comes through the last corner now. And Gussie, unfortunately, probably be sort of ruining what could have been. If anything, he was up there fighting for the lead and was in the lead earlier in the race. But unfortunately, just through strategy and struggles with the car, he's fallen back. But he will still take third. I'm sure he'll still be happy with a a solid third result, regardless. And then Termo coming around the elbow for the final time. And then Nissan, he'll take P4. Good result for him. River Whisper will be P5. Mr. B's will be P6, and then chosen as the only retirement in that Volvo after the very bizarre moment with RF2 putting him in a wall, as you do, just to put that extra spice on the race. So there you go. So beautiful stuff from them. So yeah, there you go. That was the 50-lap race around Bathurst for the Down Under series on RF2. Again, definitely head over to www.downunder-series.com. That's down under with a dash in the middle, then series.com. And be sure to check out the league and all it has to offer. And as we said, if you want to have some fun with some V8s and RF2, then definitely look nowhere else other than here. And as we said, a little bit of a challenge. See if you can join in and win a race yourself. How about that? See if you can join into this and be up there amongst the race winners. Down in the series. So yeah, no, it's got to say it was a good fun stuff in the end, and we had some really good battles as well towards the end of the race, didn't we, Mike? That I think we were really hoping would happen there, and it did, thankfully. So it was a good little duel there to finish off.
Comes together. Sorry, I'm losing my voice as well now, but yeah, it really does come together after laps to be still thinking who's coming second with 5 laps to go. It is fun, particularly when even with a small grid. So if we can get a few more people out next time, I'm sure we'll have it battling in 2 weeks' time.
Definitely, yeah. So definitely tune in 2 weeks' time. We'll be at the Gold Coast for an hour-long race around that circuit. And should be an absolute blast. As I said, definitely a track I think that promotes close racing. So being a street circuit and just the way the circuit is, it definitely promotes some really close and exciting racing, and also potential for many shenanigans. Being a street circuit, there's always a risk of shenanigans around those kind of circuits, and Gold Coast is no exception on that list. But we hope you've enjoyed the coverage here on CityNews.tv of the Down Under Series V8 Supercars and R Factor 2. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Radicals from the Asia RF2 series. Josh, I believe it's Josh Anderson, if I'm not mistaken, will be on board with that. And yeah, it should be an absolute blast. So definitely tune in tomorrow, same time once again, for some more R Factor 2 action here on Sim News TV. From myself, Thomas Hins, and Mike Pittman, and also I get there, of course, doing his usual amazing work on the cameras. It's bye for now, and we'll see you again very soon.